For this video, it's going to be kind of a story time / trip down memory lane. Memories with my crush. The reasoning is because today I might see him. There's a chance today. And then, if not today, then soon. So we are going to the Autism Society. Today, we're going to see if they have any classes, and then once we find more out, then we'll go from there. See what they have, and then find one that I like, and hope that he does it. Or more than one, depending on the thing. But if it comes down to choosing, more than one class there, or dance, I'm picking dance, obviously. I don't know if it comes down to, choosing dance or going there. So, sorry, I just ate spicy chicken and my mouth is on fire. Not actually, but it's really spicy in my mouth right now. So, last night, I was coming up with an idea of how I'm going to tell him and stuff, because I can't, if I see him, I need to tell him. So what I did was I came up with an idea, because a couple of years ago, it leads us to our first story time, which is, by the way, this is not me bragging, it's just, I'm hoping all of you understand this, and you all are happy for me, because if I see my crush, it means you'll get even better content and stuff, and you're not going to be constantly hearing, I miss my crush anymore, and yes, my new spinner is a spoon. I like it. So, what happened was a few years ago, I want to say 4 or 5, I don't really exactly remember, somewhere around there, and right when we were getting ready to move, and when my sister and stuff, what happened was, this one day, I told myself I'm going to tell him. So me and my dad had this plan, and so how the plan started was we went to music class, and then every time on water break, because there would be a water break, every time on water break, my crush would leave the room for a minute, because in the waiting room area, they had suckers and stuff, and he would go in and I get one for everyone, so we had the option to have a sucker with our water. And then there were obviously rules with that, no running around with the sucker in your mouth so you don't choke or something, safety rules. And so I remember this day being showing up and not being nervous at all. Being perfectly confident and stuff. And I remember the plan was when he went to go get the sucker, my dad was going to kind of say, hey, can Wally talk to you after class? And that's what happened. And all of a sudden he comes in. And it's after class, Wally's going to talk to me. And I'm embarrassed and stuff, because I don't really want anyone knowing and stuff. And then kind of what happened was, I remember all of a sudden being crazy nervous, because I didn't want people asking me about it, what you gonna talk to him about? I didn't want questions. I started to get nervous, because I realized this is it. This is when I'm telling him. And then to the point where, so we finish up, and I just barely remember this one little detail that I don't think I ever told you in the story, which is we were getting ready to walk out into the waiting room, and he tried to hold my hand, and I let it happen, and in my head I was thinking, this is a good sign, this is a good sign, freaking out in my head, how am I gonna tell him, freaking out as much as anyone can freak out in their head. And so I remember getting out by the ramp, and it was kind of raining, or it was starting to rain, so we went kind of up under, there was a spot where the roof kind of came out a little bit, and so, which was good for the rain, so we wouldn't get wet. And I remember starting off, him showing me some painted rocks that he had, and I remember just freaking out and just blurting it out really, really fast, and at the end he was just kind of okay, cool, and I'm I remembered getting into the car and my dad asking how'd it go, and me being this girl is off lemons, and then 5 minutes later I'm I messed it all up, 'cause it hit me in my brain, I messed it up. Ugh. And to this day I regret it. So yeah, that's a fun little story. This isn't me trying to brag, by the way, this is just that my way of not being crazy nervous and stuff. So then kind of from this point, I'm gonna have a busy schedule soon. A very busy schedule in the sense that doing this and dance, if I have to leave a little early for dance, I will, because dance is very important to me. This and me finding my crush and having fun, versus with dance, it's a lot of fun, but also it's adding on to my training. And so and kind of what happened was, or what I'm, and so earlier my dad brought it up in class, we were getting ready to start class, and he brought it, or I know what happened was, he said that later on we'll go, and I'm yeah, hopefully we can find him, and he's you do realize that maybe he has a girlfriend still, or something, and I'm I know. My dad was just kind of at the point where I think he didn't want me getting hurt, but in a way, I know either way, on the one hand, things can work out amazing. On the other hand, I could be heartbroken for a really long time, potentially forever. I don't know. But yesterday, or last night, well, eventually later, or at the end of class, I said, even if he has a girlfriend, and it's not gonna stop me, I don't care anymore. And this isn't me trying to be rude, it's just that you got to consider that I known him for 7 years, almost 8. Literally in a month it will be 8. I've known him for so long, and I have had a crush on him for so long. Literally for 7 years. Mine is 3 weeks. Well, mine is 2 weeks, I would say, because week 3 is when it happened. And at first I was trying not to say anything. Like, I didn't want to, like, say anything because I didn't want to, like, I be the reason that he breaks up with some other girl. I didn't want to, like, hurt another girl. You know, like, because that's not always the nicest thing. But now, at this point, after knowing what I've been through the past 2 years, I wish her the best. But I need to be happy. And so, I mean, and it's not me trying to be rude, it's not me trying, but at the same time, last time, he didn't seem happy with her. I never met her, but anytime he talked about her, he kind of seemed down about it. And even my dad pointed that out to me first. He pointed out, and I was thinking in it like, so it's not just me, and he's like, no. So, yeah. But last night I wrote the massive letter. I'm not going to read it to you because I do want something to be a little more private. I was writing and then kind of like crying and like pulling myself together. It was a mess. Like, it was an absolute mess. And then I'm like, yes. I was a mess. And then, at this point, the reason I came up with writing a letter is because I don't want to mess it up like I did like 4 years ago, you know, like with the story that I just told you. So, this way maybe I won't mess it up, but also this way. I even put like my phone number in it. I specified this time because last time I didn't specify that was a phone number. So, yeah. I specified the time. I'm like, hey, text me. This is my phone number. So now he'll actually know it's my phone number and it's specified. So at this point, I don't really know. I just gotta hope for the best. At least writing it down in a letter, putting thought into it will make it a lot easier. I just don't want to hurt anyone, and then like I'm freaked out about this because I wanted this so bad for so many years, and now I'm doing it, and now know that I might hurt some other girl, or I might hurt someone in the process, and hurt their feelings. I don't want to, but at the same time, it's my only option right now. It's either that or never be fully happy again and regret it in a couple days, couple minutes, couple weeks, couple years, you know, like, and I can't have that, so. And I did specify on it to read it all because, like, I didn't want him, like, just, like, reading, like, just the first little bit and then getting mad. And it is pretty massive. I would kind of show you the front of it, but I can't due to the fact that it has his name on it. But that way he'll read it all and maybe. I just gotta hope for the best. Later on today, I will make a video like saying if I see him today or not, and that sort of stuff. I was gonna do acro today, but then I'm not gonna be able to due to this interrupting, and that's fine. So, we'll see where things go. If you get a video later on of me crying, you'll understand. And if you get a video of me being over the top excited and happy, you'll understand. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what the future has. I just know I literally straight up told my dad that it doesn't matter anymore. And at first, I said that, like, going down there, I was only going down there to see my crush. But that's actually now, I think maybe if there's something down there that I might like. Maybe a bonus little, like, dance program or something. And maybe there's something down there, so I'm willing to give it a shot. I'm not gonna force myself if I'm not happy, you know. Peace out.